Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High Power in the name of His only begotten Son, called Halal Yam, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Salutations to you sincere Akim out there spreading His truth throughout the four corners of the globe in righteousness and in sincerity, alright? Starting with the elders and apostles on down. Most High willing, this video be edifying. Basically, the topic, the question is in the title, and this question was proposed to me many a times. And as far as my answer, and the answer that I'm gonna prove, my answer as far as the scriptures is yes, we are supposed to feed the poor. Straight like that, man. We're supposed to feed the poor, man. Not just with the word, because you have different kinds of states of poor. All right. Yeah, but our nation as a whole is poor in spirit. Okay, and they need to be healed with this word. We all need healing. But when you're talking about a materialistic poor, if you have, yes, you're supposed to give, man. Even if you have a little, you're supposed to give according to that little. Okay? You have a social poor too, man. Okay? And as a nation, we are socially poor. You know, this society makes Negro, Latinos, and Americans look like make us the bottom of the barrel, man. As it was written, it will be a byword and a proverb, all right, pertaining to the curses in Deuteronomy 20th chapter. So when you're talking about our nation, we have people that are poor in society in our nation, man. Because the stories that I heard in my journey, as far as being in the truth, I heard testimonies of people being turned down because basically not a lot of disgusting and nasty stories, man. Okay, people being turned away and refused because they're in harsh times, all right, in crisis, and brothers don't want to help them out. You know what I'm saying? And people proposing this question that, oh, no, we ain't supposed to help the poor, just help your brother. But then you got, you know, I've heard many stories where brothers wouldn't even help their brother, man. So that's just nothing but an excuse, man. That ain't nothing but weakness and an excuse, man. You're supposed to show ourselves as men. Not little children make excuses, man. All right? Children make excuses. But as far as feeding the poor, we're supposed to do that, man.
So hug it up.
I'm gonna bring out these scriptures, man.
Hug large. Hug medium. Hug that. Leave it a hug.
Because this is a repeating question I've been asking. I'm like, yo, why is that a question amongst Israel? Even when the Most High made us His nation, Israel, and gave us the law, statute, commandments, we were coming in our captivity in Egypt, right? In our captivity in Egypt, we were a poor nation amongst the Egyptians, man. We were a poor nation amongst the Egyptians, man. This is the topic that should always be spoke about. Feeding the poor. You want to be for real? This is the topic that should always be pushed out, man. This is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 17. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto Yahweh, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. Okay? So let's read the question again. Are we supposed to feed the poor? Well, Proverbs 19:17 says, he that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto Yahweh. So don't you want to lend unto Yahweh? Aren't we supposed to be storing up treasures in heaven? So for someone to be taught or told or feel that we're not supposed to feed the poor or have pity on the poor, because I heard all kinds of things, man. I ain't even been in this truth that long, a few years. Been in this thing a few years. Okay? It says very bad connection, but we're gonna talk about this, man. People talking about they in that situation. The Most High put them in that situation for a reason. Look, man, that have nothing to do with your characteristic and your deeds. All right? As far as this truth, you can't just be all about your mouth, man. All right? The pie box. You gotta actually be in this thing in deed and in truth, man. Your actions and sincere about it. Not just doing it because you just now you feel cut or you feel convicted to do it. No, you gotta sincerely want to help the poor, man. Sincerely teach others to help the poor. All right? And it says, lendeth unto Yahweh. But I want to go into this New King James New King James version, all right, and get more understanding. I'm gonna go in that same chapter 19, I'm gonna get the same verse, all that. Proverbs 19, verse 17. He who has pity on the poor lends to Yahweh, and he will pay back what he was given. All right? So when you have pity on the poor, you feed the poor, you build a rapport with the poor, okay? The Most High lendeth back give unto you, man. He pays you back. All right? Now I'm gonna read this footnote because I was studying, I was reading, and this footnote was powerful because that's what people. You should already know that if you read in the scriptures, but a lot of people just don't get it, man, because they're not reading. A lot of people is not reading these scriptures, man. That's just facts, man. If you or just can't understand it, a lot of people are not reading these scriptures, man. This is the footnote that it has here. God takes care of those who care for the poor. I'm going to read it again. God takes care of those who care for the poor. All right?
Just tap and go.
Straight like that.
For the best savings on flights.
Don't you pray for your daily bread? You know? Don't you pray for your forgiveness? You know? To forgive your debts and your debtors, man. Very bad. I'm going to continue. It says, the pay from God is not necessarily money. It will not necessarily come in this life. So just being paid back from the Most High, it doesn't have to be money. The Most High can pay you with anything, man. All right? The things that you're praying for, those are the things He'll give to you. All right? Storing up treasures in heaven, so when you actually obtain, you know what I'm saying? When that time where the kingdom of heaven is established here, you have treasures already laid up for you, man. But you gotta have faith, man, in that. Rejoicing and having faith in the fact that we're going to be set up and we're going to be good if we continue to strive for the truth unto death in deed and in truth, man. Let me bring another precept. I want to go to the 14th chapter. Yeah, let's get it. Because ultimately, when you don't show pity unto the poor, if you're not showing pity unto the poor, mercy unto the poor, what are you doing? All right? Most High deal with a balance. If you're not doing that, you're not showing mercy. You're not showing mercy unto the poor, man. And that is a sin. When you're not showing mercy and love unto your neighbor, man. Isn't that one of the greatest commandment, to love thyself as thy neighbor? If you was poor and you was hungry and you wasn't accepted by society, or if you were spiritually poor, you would want someone to do that, to bring you up, to lend unto you, man. So you should do the same, man. Proverbs 14:21. He that despiseth his neighbor sinneth. Meaning transgress the law. He that despiseth, matter of fact, I'm going to jump up to 20. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich have many friends. All right? And some people say, well, I ain't rich. You got people that are rich in the society, as far as the society in Israel, all right? Let's talk about it. We got people that are actually rich in the society of Israel. I'm not talking about this whole world, this filthy world. Let's talk about the society, because you got people that are poor in society and looked down upon, okay? You got people that are spiritually poor, all right? You got people that are rich materialistically and won't even give someone part of that, man. That is disgusting and is wicked, man. And for those that are actually having pity on the poor, and those that are actually giving mercy unto the poor and lending unto the poor, let it be an exhortation. But those who are not doing it, let it be a rebuke, man. And if anybody feel any kind of way, hey, do a response video, man. Because this shit is disgusting, man. It's disgusting that nobody will lend unto the poor, man. I'm going to continue in verse 21. He that despiseth his neighbor sinneth. But he that have mercy on the poor, happy is he. All right? Happy is he that have mercy on the poor. And then as a matter of fact, the scripture, when you go in St. Matthew's, the 5th chapter, it goes into, blessed is the merciful, man. They shall obtain mercy. Okay? Are you wanting to obtain mercy? Then you should be feeding the poor, man. This is what the scripture is saying. You should be happy. It says, happy is he. Let's go into the New King James Version. I want to go and read it in here too. I'm gonna read it in both. We're gonna get this full understanding, man. Proverbs 14:21. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. All right, it's the same thing. So we're going to go to the same chapter, but we're going to go down to verse 31, okay? He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker. That's plain, man. But people say, oh, you ain't supposed to feed. We're not in a time to be feeding the poor, man. I guess we're not in a time to be, I guess we're in a time to be reproaching our maker? No. That's basically the translation. All right, let's read it again. He that oppresseth the poor, and oppression means to press upon, all right? To hold back, all right? To abstain from, basically not to outcast them, man. To not let them live up to their full, but to not to help them, man. All right? What the scriptures say, people bring out the scripture all the time on the highways and byways, oppression driveth a wise man mad. How much for a poor man? When people are bringing out those scriptures, but oppressing the poor themselves, man. That's disgusting, man. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker. But he that honoreth him have mercy on the poor. All right? So if you honoreth the Most High, you'll have mercy on the poor. So those who are saying we're not supposed to be helping the poor, honestly, you have no honor. You're staining your honor, man. You're staining your honor when you oppress the poor, man, and you don't have mercy on them. I'm gonna say it, man. You got a lot of funky niggas. If they was poor and they was hungry, they would want food. They would want someone to feed their ass, man. Let's be real, man. I'm gonna read it in this one right here, and then it's the same thing, actually, man. It's the same thing. We're gonna go to the next precept. We're just gonna I'm bringing precepts out, man, because if anyone feel a kind of way, do a response video. If anyone, come on, man. mess with my connection. This is gonna be brought out, man.